Starting your Loc natural hair journey is oh so rewarding, but can be extremely stressful when you start to consider what products to use. If that's you, then look no further. Loclicious is a Black-owned company that has created an all-natural product line for locked and loose natural crowns. The Loclicious team works hard to ensure that their products are free of parabens, phthalates, sulfates, PEG, synthetics, and other toxic chemicals you find in other products. Best of all, the products are lightweight and will not leave residue or cause buildup. Go to loclicious.com to start treating your crown like royalty.
Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Cavi, CEO and owner of Loclicious, an all-natural product line for locked and loose natural crowns. And today, we're going to be talking about something that we all deal with. So whether you're dealing with it now, whether you have dealt with it before, or whether you're probably going to deal with it in the future, and that is locks. So we all deal with having lint in our locks. So no matter where you are, what you're wearing, we all experience lint in the environment. Right now, you probably can't see it, but there are small particles of lint just floating around right now. So lint is something that we all deal with in our day-to-day lives. I decided to do this video so that we can address some of the ways to prevent lint from getting in our locks and how to remove lint from your locks. So let's get into it. So when it comes to lint, the best way to deal with it is to actually prevent it from getting in your locks in the first place. Yes, lint is all around us, but there are some ways that you can actually prevent lint from getting deeply embedded in your locks. So this is a suggestion for anyone who has locks. Always keep your locks covered at night. It's going to significantly reduce the amount of lint that you will get in your locks. So even if you have a satin or silk pillowcase and sheets, it's still best to have your locks covered at night. The next thing you want to do is every night you want to take the time and go through your locks. So this is basically to look for any lint that has gotten on your locks throughout the course of the day. So basically, you're gonna go through your locks and pick off any lint that attached itself onto the surface of the lock. So not anything that has got deeply embedded in the lock. You're gonna be looking for anything that got on there throughout the course of the day. And so doing this daily will help reduce the amount of lint that you will see in your locks throughout the course of your time being locked. Some people, when they go through their locks every day, they will use a brush to brush any lint off of the surface of the locks. They feel that they can actually do a better job, a more thorough job, and they're able to collect more lint from the lock. I have never been a fan of using lint brushes, but to each his own. I think that as long as you are going through your locks every day and making sure that you remove any lint that's on the surface of the locks, I think you'll be fine. Next, I'm going to recommend that you do your best to wear clothing that cannot easily transfer lint to your locks. This is going to become very important, especially if you like to wear your locks down. This will help keep a lot of lint from collecting on your locks. Now, if you have clothing that you want to wear that can easily transfer lint to your locks, then you might want to consider wearing your hair in an updo, wearing your locks in an updo, or wearing a wrap or a hat. But make sure that the wrap or the hat, either you have a satin or silk bonnet under it, or the hat or the wrap is lined, satin or silk lined. The next way you can actually prevent lint from getting in your locks is after you shampoo your hair and you're drying off your locks, use a dark colored towel. Now, the reason why I say that is because when you're using a dark colored towel, you are most likely not going to see any of the lint transfer on your locks. Now, I have heard some people say the opposite, that they would rather use a light colored towel so that at the end of the wash, they can easily pick out the lint from the lock. But in my experience, my first year being locked, I did not know a lot about keeping lint out of my locks. So when I washed my hair, I would use a light colored towel. And at the end of that first year, I had a lot of lint in my locks, even though I kept my locks covered all the time and even at night. So I was really perplexed as to how I ended up with so much lint in my locks. And what came to me was that it was probably me using these light colored towels. So from year 2 until now, I've been using a dark colored towel, and I have seen significantly less lint in my locks. Now, this could have been because I was not as conscious about lint in my first year as I was after that first year, but I do believe using a dark colored towel was beneficial for me in my journey. So whether you use a dark colored towel or you use a light colored towel, just make sure you go through your locks after your wash, after you have used the towel, to remove any lint that got on the surface of your locks. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, you only covered how to prevent lint from getting in your locks, but what about if you already have lint in your locks? Okay, I got you covered. Now, some people try to use an apple cider vinegar rinse, commonly known as an ACV rinse, to remove lint from their locks. While ACV rinses are great for removing buildup from your locks, it actually won't remove lint from your locks. It will heighten the visibility of the lint that's already there in your locks. So if you have lint on the tips of your locks, some people will opt to trim the lint from the tips of their locks. So they'll just trim the tip of their locks to get rid of the lint. Now, I know that does not help people who have lint in the middle of the locks, or for people who would rather not trim their locks. This is only for people who have lint on the tips of their locks and they don't mind trimming their locks. Now, some other people will suggest using tweezers or a sharp object to pick lint out of your locks. Now, while this may seem like a great idea and you may get immediate satisfaction from seeing the lint come out of the lock, you will also notice that hair is coming out of the lock. Now, this will jeopardize the integrity of the lock over time, causing your locks to get weak and ultimately causing it to break off. So I know you're probably saying, sis, how you know that's gonna happen? I got receipts. These are all the lock tips that I lost as a result of picking lint out of my locks within that first or second year. And I paid the price for it. And so I'm showing you these so you don't have to pay the price for it. It will weaken your lock over time and it will cause breakage over time. So you might not see it happen instantly, but trust me, when you start to disturb that lock and you jeopardize the integrity of the lock, it will ultimately cause breakage. So let's not do that. So at the end of the day, there's no real way to remove lint from your locks and keep the integrity of the lock. Most lock professionals will recommend putting a permanent color over your locks. And this, again, is not removing lint from the locks, but it is taking care of the visual aesthetics of seeing lint in the locks. So putting a color over your locks is an option for those who don't mind coloring their locks. So at the end of the day, the best thing to do is to focus on preventing lint from getting in your locks so that you won't have to worry about removing lint from your locks. This brings us to the end of our video. If you like this video, comment, like, share, and subscribe. Click on the notification bell so that you're notified of the content that we upload. We thank you so much for watching. Peace and blessings.
Still haven't tried the Loclicious all-natural hair care product line? Well, let's hear what the Loc community has to say about it.
I love how it sprays and how it feels, you guys. Like, it feels so good. And it smells amazing, you guys.
The Lock and Twist moisturizer was really good for me. The hydration mist was phenomenal.
This is bomb, baby. I was really impressed, kind of blown away, and I think that if you're struggling, definitely go check them out.
And check out the 5-star reviews on our website. So, what are you waiting for? Go to loclicious.com to start treating your crown like royalty.